Hello, so for this task, what I'm going to be looking over is inheritance with subclasses and base classes. So to begin with, what we look at is inheritance in itself. When we look at this, basically what we see is that there's different types of classes in general. There's parent classes or base classes, and then there are subclasses or child classes. And by using this, there's a layer of a hierarchy between the two different classes. And this aspect is called reusability because as you start to use one method inside the parent class, this will be transferred into the child class. So the relationship between these two would be such as for when we look at eagle, eagle is a subclass of bird. And when we look at inside the bird section, we'll see that some of the methods include flying. We added in virtual here because what we can then do later is override it inside of eagle. So when we override for, we'll say for eat as well, because that is actually a part of animal. Because we have animal is a class, bird is a class of animal, and eagle is a class of bird. So we look at animal, we have eat, usually it says an animal eats. So when we go back to eagle, when we specify that, it will say the name of the eagle eats 1 pound of fish. So now when... So that's what overriding is pretty much. The next step we have is overloading, which is when, for a method, depending on what type of... Oh, what we got? The different type of parameters within the method are stated will determine whether you just give the name in this case or whether we give name and age. So when we run the code, okay, so first one we go through is the tiger making the noise. So when we look at this, oh, you're going to be a pain. Okay, so when we look at this, basically, when we look at tiger, we will go through tiger as itself, which is under feline, and under animal itself. So when we look at animal to begin with, which what we are doing is making a noise. Look at animal. Noise should be animal makes a noise. But since we go down to feline, and then back down all the way to tiger, should make roar as its noise. So when we step over, we should get the roar. Next we have the new animal being allocated. Base animal making its own noise. So this will just trigger the animal, which should just make a noise. Animal makes a noise. Now we go down to eagle. Actually, we'll just skip over these two. So we go down to base animal eats. Should just be an animal eats. Step over. We get an animal eats. Now we get the wolf that eats. And it will state the name, eats 10 pounds of meat. The wolf. We can then do sleeping for the tiger, although we had just missed the eagle for flying, which it will flap its wings and state its name. So for the tiger, we'll go out to the tiger for sleeping, which will actually still be under feline, which will state its name and says sleeps in the sun. So we step over, sleeps in the sun. Now we're down to the eagle sleeping. If you go to eagle, there's no sleeping, so we go back to bird. There's also no sleeping, so it should just go back to the animal sleeping, which is just the name of the eagle sleeps, which is correct. And that is all.